Hey guys, Steel here. Finally getting around to reviewing the Kershaw Echelon for you guys, so I know it's been long overdue, and I've had a couple other videos just showing it in use and macro and when I first got it, all that, but now it's review time and it's overdue, that's for sure. So anyway, figure I'll annotate specs in, and one thing I will hit on, weight is really low on this, 2.6 ounces. That's because it's overall it's linerless, like full liners. It has a partial liner, but we'll get to that later. So we'll start out with the blade. The blade is 14C28N. This is pretty much the staple of Kershaw. They use it in majority of all the Kershaw line, other than CPM D2 and on the rare occasion S30V. It's good steel. It's a razor steel Sandvik. It's easy to sharpen and it holds a razor's edge for quite a while. Not like quite a while, for a good amount of time. Its ratio of edge retention probably to sharpening ease is good. I would say real good. I like it. I have no problems using it as an EDC carry. I can come home and swipe it on a fine ceramic stone twice and it's sharp again, or you know, a couple times each side, and it's pretty much to razor sharpness again. I know one concern I heard floating around on the forums was the thumb stud and if it got in the way of cutting. In my experience, it hasn't gotten in the way of cutting in any way, but it did get in the way of me stropping the knife. And I'll show you what I mean here. Because of the thumb stud position and it being farther up than where your edge starts, I can't lay my knife fully across the strop, so I have to just angle it back like this. It's not a big deal. It really doesn't present an issue. I can still get my full edge, so I just have to position the knife different. That's the only problem that the thumb stud has given me, and I wouldn't really consider it a problem. For the right-handed user, the thumb stud is easily accessible. One thing you may notice right now, mine is manual. I didn't really care for it with the speed safe. Just, I don't know, the way it felt, I don't know. I just didn't like it. That was me personally, and it works fine as manual. See, thumb studs work. For the left-handed user, and this seems to be an issue a lot for a lot of lefties, is the knife isn't always contoured in the handle to make the thumb stud easily accessible. I'm not really left-handed, but I can still flick the knife, so I would assume for you that are lefty, I think it would be substantial enough. The thumb stud sticks out about the height. It's about the exact same width as the handle, so it isn't recessed or anything, so I think you guys would be fine. It has a high hollow grind. It's one of the best just cardboard cutters and utilitarian blades that I've used. It's ground really thin, and I'm probably not really going to be able to show it. It'd be really difficult. I can try. But yeah, it's ground extremely thin. I'll try and show that like I can. It's difficult because it's real shallow. It's not extremely exaggerated, so it just cuts really well. Alright, when you do get one of these, if you do, one thing you may notice when you get it is that it has this little, see how it's got that blunt piece? That's actually supposed to be there. It's some part of the machining process. In fact, in the prototypes it was actually larger. It extended out farther. So it's something with how the machining, from what I gathered, I guess comes down and then does the blade. So it is supposed to be like that. So if you get one and it's like that, have no fear. And I'm sure you could sharpen it if you really wanted. It might be a little difficult because it's thicker through that area. So I guess this kind of correlates into the opening of the knife. I need to get blue Loctite for the pivot because the lock bar it's pretty stiff. I don't know if they're all going to be like that. It is quite the stiff lock bar, and so after like 10 openings, it would loosen up and it would favor the non-locking side. I have it centered right now, but it would favor the non-locking side and it would get loose. It'd have side to side. Right now it has no side to side. I can still flick it open. Not so great right there, but so yeah, that's one thing. You'll probably want some blue Loctite in case you just take it apart. So I guess we will go on to lockup. Right now it's currently at no side to side. Mine, if I absolutely tried, and what I mean by tried is I actually took the blade, tip, and handle, and right now I don't have the issue, probably because the lock bar is settled. I could initially get a little side to side, not an issue now. With usually liner locks and frame locks, there's a little bit of a settling of the lock bar, and you probably won't have that issue if you go like a custom knife route, but that's because the lock bar and everything is getting hand set. So good lockup. And what the Echelon uses along with the piston, and I don't know if any other ones do it at this point. Oh yeah, the knockout I think is the same thing, only the knockout is a frame lock. Try and get in there, it's real thin. You can see right there where the liner ends, right after the second pillar. So it's, I don't remember their specific name. I want to say like an inset liner lock, but that might not be right. So it's only partial, and that really lightens up on the weight. For this knife, and I agree with some of the others that said it, it is a really stiff liner lock. That's not a problem, because to me that's just that much better for it not disengaging on you accidentally. It is pretty well engaged. And that's one thing I absolutely love is Kershaw's geometries. I have a 5-year-old knife that isn't even fully on the, that's a frame lock, but I have a 5-year-old frame lock that's not even fully starting to hit the whole lock face. And on the opposite side, that is not a liner, that is just like the speed safe cover to keep it in. So you have a linerless G10 side, and that's what's really helping save the weight. G10, now that I'm doing this review, I'm going to writ dye mine, I think blue, or else get another one. I thought about getting one, sending the blade to J. Davis to do a stone wash, and then dye the handles blue. I just thought that'd be kind of cool. It features the lowrider clip. I don't know how many, or if any, other knives Kershaw has used a lowrider pocket clip on. I really like it. Sits about like that in your pocket, so if you're out and about, you know, you don't have to worry about people seeing you with a knife and freaking out or whatever. Real nice and low. No lanyard tube, although it does have what I believe is this lanyard. I'm not sure, that might just be a pillar, because yeah, I don't really think you can put a lanyard on there or else you're gonna cut it. So no lanyard. I didn't really think about that. I don't use lanyards. This is for your other pocket clip. In case you're wondering, since it's basically linerless on 2 spots, how they put the clip in, they actually inset metal threads into the handle, and the threads aren't showing in the lighting much. So that's pretty cool. Piston did the same thing, and it's pretty cool. Everything's real secure, no issues with that. Pocket clip's very sturdy. So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I love the knife, it carries great. Oh yeah, handle. Almost forgot. Handle is extremely comfortable. The swell is a little forward, that could just be for my large hands. But however, it just melts in the hand, and I mean, when you go into use, it's like your hands are in a perfectly natural position. The knife has a slight bit of belly. It's kind of a modified Wharncliffe, so really great for utility, but it still has some belly for other tasks you may want to use it for. Handle's real comfy though, and I have like an extra large glove size, so it's great. It is a compact knife, so it's definitely a great EDC. I'll be a little far-fetched probably in appearance to some. I just really like it. I think it looks great. I think the lines flow great. So I'll give you guys a couple comparisons. We'll do Spyderco Tenacious. It's pretty similar in size. Tenacious has a little more handle, but other than that, the blades are real similar. Tenacious is a little more cutting edge because it doesn't go back to a small, like, sharpening choil. And the Leek, I think they're about identical in size, other than the Leek is just thinner profile overall. Let's see. Small Junkyard Dog. Small Junkyard Dog's actually a little smaller. And we'll do the Kershaw Needs Work. Kershaw Needs Work's a little bigger. The Kershaw Needs Work is about the only blade that rivals this in thinness. I don't know. I know they're really close, but I don't have calipers to fully judge it, so blade thickness, I forgot to do that. I'll just do that with the Leek. You can see it's still a pretty thin blade. It's ground. This is the full flat grind Leek, so it's a little thicker. Very close. And Tenacious in it are probably pretty much exact. I think the... Sorry, I'm way off center, guys. I think the Tenacious is just a hair thinner, but with the Echelon's grind and style, no problem. So I'll give you guys a macro. That nice hollow grind. Sorry, it's dusty. It's been carried, so. The JG10 is really cool, or natural. This is just G10 in its undyed state. See the speed safe cavity. Do like how they put the Kershaw above the grind line. That's one thing I don't really like, is that went down into the grind line. You look at the crazy thumb stud setup. Satin finish is so nice. So glad they kept that. So really, guys, the only cons I have on this are kind of the pivot and the locking bar being a little bit stiff. But I think if I blue Loctite, that won't be an issue. I mean, this knife is really just great for EDC purposes. The thumb stud, I'm sure, could get in the way of certain cutting, depending on if it's more of a push cut, then yeah, I mean, you know, but you'd have that with all thumb studs. So really, I don't see how this thumb stud could get in the way much more of any other thumb stud, other than it's a little farther out. So, you know, it's really not any farther out than the random task. So, you know, to each his own. I really like it though, guys, and I hope these become a little more available. They're kind of difficult to find right now, although I do know 2 stores got them back in stock and then sold out within like an hour again. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm trying to do more videos for you guys lately, so this one's been long overdue. It's one I've been saying I'll do for a while. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.